Okay, now we get into the talking about the core habits. And this is something I would bring into the business when somebody's been in for a good few months, okay? Because it's not something I would start somebody. I'd maybe go over a view with them very briefly, but it's something that once you've been in the business for a good few months, for me, this is a fantastic way for you to actually help your prospect, your business partner, look at perhaps where they're not wanting, what's not happening if they're not getting their goals that they want. Because once you master these core habits, I remember the lovely Emma Carpenter said, I wish they were called leadership habits, because these are the habits that the leaders do and they master them and they learn them and then they grade themselves. It's something that I help people to do a lot, and it's something that's worked exceptionally well for us. So you would look at these habits, and your goal is to grade yourself really about 8, 9, 10 out of all of them. And trust me, that might take quite a few months to achieve that. So it's something that you're working towards. Now, we've just briefly looked at the point of them. I'm going to break them down and help you understand what you want to be doing with these core habits. So, for example, the first one is be a product of the product. And remember, I said this is when you've been in the business for a wee while. And I would give yourself a 1 to 10 on that. But what I do is I break it down into 1 to 5 and 1 to 5, because your sister company is Pharmanex. And trust me, if you can understand that if you bring the customers in, which I've found in my experience easier to bring the people in from the beauty products, but then transfer them over because their confidence is high, they really get the results, then transfer them over to the consumable products, which is the Pharmanex side of products that are getting utilised and consumed every month. You're going to build a solid business because your goal is to get at least 2 ADRs every single week and every single month minimum, but preferably every 2 weeks. And an ADR is an automatic delivery reward. So in other words, you've got customers that are under subscription. So they get a product, they get a discount on that product, they get a point attached to it as well, so they can change those points for other products, so they're getting free products. A very happy customer. And the first 12 months it's 20%, and after 12 months it's actually 30% of whatever that total points are attached to the end of their order. So if they're ordering the collagen and they're ordering their creams, etc., they can get an awful lot of free products, which keeps you a very, very happy customer. We need and we embrace happy customers, okay? So but if you're not using a product, guess what? You're never going to speak about them. We encourage you to start with those 4 key ones. That you can do whatever you like, but those are ones that you can start with. But you want to eventually have all the products in your bathroom and in your kitchen where your supplements are. So you want to start bringing them in as and when you run out of different things, you replace them so that you are a product to your products. Personally, I've never ever understood, and I still don't understand, if I'll be honest with you, people that have got a business and then they're buying from a company that supply the same product. Never understood that, but that's just me, but I think this is a great way for you to transfer over. So you would grade yourself from 1 to 5 on all the products, and some people, because the products are so good, they can grade themselves up quite high very quickly. However, when they go into the Pharmanex side of things, maybe not so generous with their points. But I promise you, the more products you're using, especially even if you pick 2 to 4 of the supplement ones, you're going to fall in love with them and you're going to talk from the heart. I'm personally not a good salesperson. I never have been, but I generally talk from the heart when I'm passionate and excited about something. Okay, so you're going to grade yourself 1 to 5 on the Nu Skin products, 1 to 5 on the Pharmanex products. And the wonderful thing about this core habits is it doesn't matter if you end up giving yourself a low score in every single one of these. It doesn't matter, because you can only go up. It's about where you want to go, not where you are, that's important, and embracing what you need to do to make that different. Getting new customers regularly. Again, we used to always have it down 2 ADRs a month minimum. If preferably, thanks to social media, that could probably go up to 2 a week, especially at the beginning of your journey, because you should really go through that warm contacts. And if they don't want to be a business partner, they don't want to be the affiliate side of it, there's a really high chance that they're going to be a customer. Also, I highly recommend you do showcases, whether you're doing them on or offline. Running around demonstrating these products are going to definitely get you customers. And it's really important that you spend time looking after your customers. So your goal is to get at least 2 on an ADR every single month. Okay, that's a very doable thing to do. Okay, and the ADRs just gets them locked in. This is the one I love the best, and it's presenting the business to at least 15 people a month. So what I used to do, and I've still got it here, I've got a big whiteboard. I used to have it in my ensuite when I used to stay where I was before. We had a big, huge ensuite, and I had a big, big wall in it, and I used to put that up there, so I was constantly looking at it, because I brush my teeth at least twice a day, so I was always looking at my whiteboard. And on that whiteboard, I would put August, and I'd put number 1 to number 15, and I would make sure that I had somebody on a business presentation. And remember, back then there wasn't any online. This was all belly to belly that I was doing. So but I was also having my teeth whitening company. I was still running my other business. So I was always determined to get at the end of the month, I had to present this business to 15 people. And I still think that's a great way to do it, because most of you are doing this alongside a full-time job. You've got kids, you've got husbands, and that's why it's important that you bring them in when you're doing your goal setting and you're doing your dream boards. Let them be part of your success instead of them resenting why you're not. You're always on your phone, yet it's because it's benefiting to you. And when it is family time, put your phone away. When you're at your meal, put it away and be with your family. But because you've got more chance of succeeding this and doing well when you're in a really happy and positive environment. So I've written down my whole 15 people. And then remember, most of these people will take 5 to 12 exposures if you're wanting them to be business partners. Some of them will be customers straight away. Some will be affiliates straight away. So you want to be making that list, and remember the fortunes in that follow-up. But it starts with making sure you've got at least 15. If you're struggling with that, then I would start looking back at the inviting. How are you inviting people? What's the words you're using? Are you using the 5 C's? And getting them in top of that. Then number 4, you're achieving your 2 blocks. That's 1,000 points in your first week. We were always recommended, and I still believe in this when it comes to number 4, is get your own personal ADR by the 5th of the month. Okay, when you've got yours or the 1st of the month, but it's at the beginning of that month, you have your own personal ADR. So for me, we were always taught they had 200 points should be what you personally are consuming, Catherine. And I thought, are you kidding on? I can run this business that can go global. I've got the potential. You've showed me how it all works. I can earn minimum 25 or whatever £1,000 a month. That's potential, that can happen. And I'm only having to invest 200 points, which is roughly, I think, about £180 now. I could be wrong, but round about that. And I'm running my business, and I'm using products that are going to make me look and feel better. For me, that was like, wow. And none of my other businesses, I couldn't run my business in my beauty room or my teeth whitening for £170 plus my phone. That was just not possible. But for some reason, some people have a little bit of a block on that, and they don't understand this is a business that's going to give you freedom like you've never known. So of course you want to be consuming the product, because if you're going to your warm network, which is what we always advise, how could you ask your network to use something that you wouldn't use yourself? I personally could never do that. So I am a walking, talking. Even at the very beginning, when I had very little commission coming in, I would have the bathroom would be all the products, and nobody else in the house was allowed to use them because they were too expensive. They were my new skin products. And then eventually it got to the stage that obviously I have so many of my family using the products. But at the beginning, they're special to me. Everybody else can use the Tesco shampoo. I'm using the good stuff. But it's at that point to understand I have to be a walking, talking advert on my products. So we always had 200 points at the very beginning just consumed on us. Now, when you think about that, if you're teaching, because if whatever you do, people will do. So if you decide that's too much, I'm not doing it, you won't even ask somebody to do that. You won't even recommend it. That's a good way to do the business. So therefore, your front lines, your business partners will do what you do. So if you're saying, well, I'll wait to the end of the month because I want to save £4 or £3, whatever it is, on postage. Can you see that mindset? It's very negative, so that I can place more orders. Whereas if you go, no, I'm going to place this just now, and I'm going to teach people, whether they're my customer, whether they're my affiliates, or whether they're my business partners, to get all their products at the beginning of the month. And if they're all using 200 points on themselves, maybe not your customers are doing that. They might just be getting the collagen, which is 50 points. They might be getting different products, but the point is, you're building that ADR base up by you being the core person to do it, by you being the platform, the best way to do this, especially your business partners. And that's a great, fantastic way to get a solid organization, is to get those ADRs, automatic delivery rewards, and it starts with you. So it's important we get you started with that first, and then you duplicate that through your organization. So that's where that number 4 with the 2 blocks per week, I'd get them in at the very beginning of the week. Number 5, I'm exceptionally feel very passionate and powerful about, because feeding your mind is the most important thing. We get so many people, and it's something that I don't do. So I kind of struggle, and I get upset when I hear a lot of people doing this, because I think it's such a sad thing to do to yourself, is compare yourself with other people. You cannot be anybody else but you. And I think I had to learn that the hard way a long time ago, way before Nu Skin, because I couldn't read and write, but I didn't have that lovely pin title of dyslexia. I just couldn't read and write. So I had to just focus on what I was good at and stop focusing on the fact I couldn't do that. And what am I good at? Well, I'm really good at talking, and I'm really good at hard work. I don't have any problem about getting out of my bed and going to work, and whether it's my beauty rooms and my teeth whitening company, or any job that I've done. So you focus on what you're good at, and I can't be anybody else but me. So I have to be kind to me. And I think if you speak to yourself the way you would speak to a loved one, you'll do okay. Because sometimes we speak to ourselves, and I'm a wee bit guilty of that when it comes to what I look like, but definitely not with my business, because I can't change who I am in my business. I can only ever improve me. I can only ever improve my core habits, grade myself higher. I can only ever speak to more people when I speak to more people. Watching other people do it and I'm not doing it, that's not going to help me do it. It's just, I have to do it myself. So feed your mind with kindness. We have a great definite purpose statement. I highly recommend you look into that and actually start saying that. Preferably if you've got a wee team going together and everybody said it. Go to workshops, listen to what you're watching the news. Because for me, that's something I don't really watch. I don't really watch a lot of TV. I probably watch a bit of Netflix sometimes, but I focus usually on really positive things. So if you were to go into the YouTube that I'm on, then you would see lots of angel things. You would see lots of positive quotes. You'd like to see lots of funny things with it. I like to feed my mind with positive. And the best way to do that, if you're not somebody that's into this kind of stuff, is just start being grateful. Start off your morning with what you're really, really, really pleased with, because you'll start to realise, like, wow, I'm actually a very, very lucky person. We can be slightly guilty of spending an awful lot of time on what we're not good at and what we don't have, and we actually forget to really look at what we do have. And I think you'll be a much happier person if you can do that. Stay connected. So grade yourself with that. What you saying to yourself, grade yourself 1 to 10. Stay connected and attend all the OTG events. And if there's no local events where you are, then reach up to one of your support lines and find out how can you start doing them. Because trust me, when we were in the UK, there was nobody doing anything. We had to all step up. And that was the best thing you could do, because if you've got to present that 5-point presentation in front of strangers, I can guarantee you quickly learn how to describe your own business. And there's nothing more empowering than being able to explain your own business. And even if you're terrified, which I used to be, and now I can speak in front of thousands of people, still get nervous about it, but I do it with a lot more ease, because I push myself all the time. And that's what I encourage you to do. Get to every single event. Doesn't matter if you've heard the business presentation, every opportunity you can listen to somebody else explaining it, you always pick up a nugget. And it could be just one word, one sentence that just switches for you. And I've seen magic change with people that are kind of wishy-washy at the business. then they get to an event and somebody said something, and wow, just overnight they just kick into action because they've related to their why or whatever, but there's something's happened. And then be a team player. This is a fun business, guys. It's a great business to be part of. I actually cannot imagine my life without Nu Skin. Without sounding really corny about it, I've made some beautiful friends. I've been to some gorgeous places, and all on the back of being a team player. You know, be the first person at the event, ask if you can help out, you know, be the last person helping clear everything up, be part of that team and enjoy yourself because as I said, it's a great business.